morning.
Good morning, Claire.
How are you doing?
I'm well, and yourself?
Very well, thank you. Just super cold.
Okay.
I'm like, please, put on your jersey.
So please, if you need extra warming and stuff this morning, we are going to get quite warm in the sun salutations and really heat up for back bends. But just take it easy with your bodies. I know you've been doing lots of crazy handstand drills. So just pace yourself. Okie dokie. So I'm going to give you two options here. Body's feeling a little bit cold or sore this morning. You might just want to sit with your legs crossed in Sukhasana and move over the blocks. If you would like, I'm going to give you the option to take Virasana. If your knees are happy with this kind of thing, that's also hugely dependent. You can sit in Virasana over your blocks, your hero pose. Just straight along the mat and prop those blocks underneath your back. Okay, so I'm going to leave that optional for you. I'm going to come from our Virasana today. So when you come down over your blocks, make sure one block is supporting you underneath your rib cage. Okay, so it's really helping to lift the chest, and of course you can have it as high or as low as you want. And then your second block is underneath your head, which sometimes is a little bit of a fiddle to get it nice and straight. So take a little moment just to settle in. Of course, if you don't have blocks, just bring your arms to cactus on the floor, or you have a little bolster or a little cushion just to give you a gentle lifting in the chest to increase the stretch in your shoulders. Make sure there's no discomfort in your lower back so that you can lie here quite comfortably. So we start in a nice passive back bend. And when you're ready, bring arms to cactus. And with your breath, you might just want to inhale, slide the elbows gently upwards, and then exhale, draw the elbows down. So you can feel a nice stretch across the shoulders and the chest. Take it nice and slow and easy this morning. I know your bodies have been doing a lot. So just make all these shoulder stretches and warm-ups really work for you today. We're heading into our full dancers pose, Natarajasana, with a strap. We'll be moving through some nice spinal movements, lots of shoulder warming up, lots of thigh stretches. When you're ready, you can take hold of your elbows above your head, take palm to elbow grip, and then just allowing those arms to rest back as we move into some shoulder flexion, which is what we need a lot in this dancer's pose. And if you need a little extra movement there just to ease in, please feel free to do whatever feels good. And then you can change the grip so that your other elbow is on top. And then just resting back into that stretch. Nice deep breaths, feeling that lift in the chest. And as you lie here, really reach your elbows up so you feel that length in the sides of your body. So we really feel like we're lengthening through the sides, lengthening through the spine when we back bend. Taking our last few breaths here, do whatever feels good. And then gently releasing the arms, place your hands or your elbows to the sides to gently prop yourself up. Gently step back up onto your hands, and you can move your blocks off to one side out of your way. And then rolling over knees and toes if you're sitting with your legs crossed, or just popping up to all fours if you're in Virasana with me. And And then we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow, just starting to get some movement through the spine as you inhale, gaze up, gentle arch in the spine without scrunching the neck. And as you exhale, we round through the spine and just give those back muscles a good stretch as you press down through your hands. Continue to move with your own breath at your own rhythm. Releasing into any tight spaces along the way. Figuring out whatever your body needs this morning. And maybe you're adding in some little wiggles from side to side or any other stretches you need for your body this morning. Maybe allowing your breaths to deepen. Just moving in a way that feels good. Lovely. Slowly returning back into a neutral spine position. We're going to extend the right leg straight back behind you and then reaching the right leg up and back as we move into that leg extension. And then we'll bend the knees, so working through hamstrings and glutes now, which we'll need a lot of later on, kind of making that scorpion dancer shape with our back leg. Keeping the bend in the knee, lower the knee gently down towards the floor. And then squeezing through glutes and hamstrings, squeeze that thigh up. Just getting a little movement in those legs. Inhale as you release it down. And using strength to take your leg up and back into extension. Good. Let's do one more of those. Reaching the leg up and back. Holding through back glutes and hamstrings. Look forwards, lean forwards. Tiny baby little chaturanga with the scorpion tail. Just feel that opening in the chest. Push away. And then bring knee to nose, rounding the spine. And take a big step forwards into a lunge. Good. So just settling into our first low lunge of the morning. Allow the hips to really descend, feeling a good stretch through your back hip flexor. I like to be on my fingertips to keep that lift in the chest. And then ground through your left hand as you reach your right arm up. Allow for a little twist through the spine. Slowly bending the back knee. See if you can really come onto the thigh so you're not too much on the kneecap. Taking hold of the back foot. Slowly moving to a gentle quad stretch. Allow your chest to lean back, your shoulders to roll back, a little twist. And maybe just a little bit of movement, bending and stretching as we ease into that back thigh. Good. Keep your back knee bent as you turn back to your low lunge position. So now keep that activation of your back leg as you inhale, reach both arms up. Lovely. Keep drawing heel to bum back there, so active flexibility. And then circling your arms back, maybe taking both hands around the back foot now. And moving deeply into those quads. You may need knee padding here if your knees are a bit sensitive. Quite strong. We're really getting into those thighs. Take a few breaths. Here, think of lifting up through the ribs. So we're not dumping into the lower back. We're trying to keep that length in the sides of the body. Let's slowly release. Inhale the arms up. Feel that reach. Still drawing heel to bum. Active work back there. Ground through your hands. You may have to bring your hands a little bit closer. As we move back to full point kneeling, reach right leg back. Bend the right knee once again. This time, left hand to right foot. Like a kneeling dancer's pose, kick your foot into your hand. Lean the chest back. And really feel the activation of lifting up through your back thigh. So strong glute work back there. And then release back to all fours. And you might just want to cat-cow it out and just breathe and release. Some strong poses this morning already. So just take it easy. All right, ready for the left. Left leg reaches back. Take the leg up into that hip extension. Bending through the knee. Feel glutes and hamstrings working back there. So with that, we bring the knee gently down and then squeeze up. Later on, we're going to need a lot of that. Release the knee to lower. And then we're squeezing up. Nice. And the higher we can get that foot later on, the closer we can get in our dancer's pose. So now keeping the squeeze of your thigh up, look forwards, lean forward, little baby chaturanga with a scorpion tail, open chest, press through the hands, knee to nose, step forwards, and settle into your low lunge. Take a few breaths here to ground. Maybe you want to be on your fingers, keeping that lift in the chest. And then we ground through the right hand as we reach left arm up, a little twist. Slowly bending through the right knees, you reach hand to foot, starting to get into those quads. Maybe allow for a little bit of movement. Quite nice sometimes to kick your foot into your hand so you can feel those quads really activating, and then relaxing quads as you draw heel to back, especially if they're feeling tight. Beautiful. Slowly come back to your low lunge, but keep your back knee bent. So contracting through those hamstrings as we inhale, arms up. Reach up, lengthen through the sides of the body. And then circling the hands back. Maybe finding both hands back there. As we lift through the chest, lengthen through the waist. Moving into a little back bend through the upper back. Nice. Inhaling, arms up. And then grounding through the hands, maybe a little bit closer. Release the back foot as we sweep the left leg straight back. Bending the left knee. This time reach right hand for left foot. Kneeling version of a dancer's pose. And then again, feel that kicking of your foot into your hand and actively lift your thigh up as high as possible. That's going to be your mantra today, is lifting up through the back thigh. So you're contracting glutes and hamstrings. Beautiful. Slowly we release. And then big toes together, knees apart, melt back into child's pose. Rest your forehead to the ground and keep thinking about lengthening and reaching forwards through your fingertips, keeping that reach through the sides of the body. Let's walk hands to the right side and feel a nice side body stretch down the left side of the body. And then moving back through center and walking over to the left side, finding that stretch down the right side of your body. Nice deep breaths here. Moving back to center, we're moving into our bent elbow position here. So bent arms with hands in prayer position, and then drawing your hands towards the back of your head, and think of wiggling your elbows forward so you can feel a nice stretch in your triceps. You might want to lightly press your hands together and feel that work in the arms and shoulders, and then just relax into it again. If it's feeling very tight from all your handstands, you can reach fingertips forwards and then back towards the head. Taking last 2 breaths here in the stretch. See how much you can allow your chest to almost drop through your arms, lengthening forwards through your elbows. And then reaching hands forward, separate your palms. Come up to your knees as we move into a puppy pose. You might want to just shuffle your knees and thighs back. Reach fingertips forwards, and then allowing your chest to drop down towards the ground. I'm lengthening through the sides of the body, working into that shoulder flexion and a little back bend through the upper back. Gently going back to hands and knees. Shuffle in if you need to as we move into downward facing dog, tucking toes. And reaching the hips up into your downward facing dog. Do whatever feels good in the first down dog of the day. Pedaling feet, releasing shoulders in. Whatever feels good, just walk it out. And gently continuing to walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. So we're standing between our hands. And inhaling to halfway lift. Let's exaggerate that lift in the chest, the broadness across the collarbones, and a sensation of a little back bend here. And exhale to forward fold, release head down. Rising up to standing. Inhale, both arms up. Reach up, and if it feels good, little back bend on top. And then releasing arms to the sides, rolling out shoulders, grounding back in your Tadasana mountain pose. And when you're ready, let's flow. Inhale, arms up. Reach up through the sides of the body, little back bend by lifting the chest and thinking of bending more through the upper back than lower back. Slow forward fold, moving into our Uttanasana. Head down, relax the neck. Inhaling for a halfway lift, press chest forwards. Think of making this action more about the back bend. And then grounding through the hands, walk, step, or jump back through plank. And then a slow, strong push into downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg up for three-legged dog. Bending the right knee. And then just allowing that right hip to open as you deepen into that stretch. Squaring the hips, take a step forwards between the hands, lowering back knee down, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Release your right hand down to the right, and then take a nice lateral stretch, moving to the right side. Inhaling, both arms up. And then keeping the lift in the chest, cactus arms with a little back bend. And inhale, arms up. Circling arms behind you, interlace fingers. And inhale, press your chest up. Reach your arms back, raise your wrists away from your back thigh. Inhale as we reach arms up. And then slowly move into your halfway split. Gentle hamstring stretch, flexing toes up to the ceiling. Scissoring the hips, squaring off. And keeping the lift in the chest. Moving back into low lunge, ground through the hands, sweep right leg up, three-legged dog. And moving back to downward facing dog. Moving through that on the left as we inhale, left leg up for three-legged dog. Using those glutes and hamstrings. Bending the left knee. And then allowing that hip to open as you reach the left thigh up. Good. Coming back through center as we step forwards, low lunge. Back knee grounds. Inhaling, arms up as we reach up through the sides of the body. Releasing left hand down to the side, take lateral stretch to the left. Keeping your shoulders pointing forwards as much as possible. Inhale, arms up. Cactus arms as we lift the chest, take those elbows back. Inhale, arms up. Circling the hands behind you to interlace fingers. Inhale, lift chest. Lengthen through the sides of the body and reach the arms back. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, half split. Rocking back, squaring hips, and pressing chest forwards to lengthen the spine. Beautiful. Moving back into our low lunge, grounding through the hands, left leg sweeps back into three-legged dog. And back to downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of the mat, option to walk, step, or jump to hands. Inhale as you halfway lift, really press the chest forwards. And exhale as we forward fold. Rising up to standing. Hastasana with a little back bend if it feels good. And arms resting to your sides, take a moment to ground. Stay with your breath. Moving into our Utkatasana chair pose, so bending the knees, sweep hands across the mat, if that works for you. Sit back into your chair. Circle the hands behind you as you interlace fingers. Inhale, a little back bend in your chair, reaching the wrists away from hips. Keeping fingers interlaced as we straighten the legs and slowly forward fold. Allowing the arms to tip overhead. Relax your neck fully. Releasing the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding through the hands, walk, step, or jump back through your plank. Take full or kneeling chaturanga. And moving into a gentle cobra or upward facing dog if you're feeling up for that. Slowly pressing back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bending the right knee, tipping the hip open. Now option here to step down, moving into like a wild thing. Flip your downward dog and press hips up. And if you like, you can take it quite close towards a full wheel pose as you really go on lifting the hips. Slowly we bring it back. Right leg sweeps up and back. This time stepping into our high lunge. Good. Inhaling, arms up. Feel that reach through the sides of the body. So really lifting hips, ribs away from hips. Right arm releases down as we lateral stretch to the right. Nice side body stretch. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus with a little back bend. Inhale, arms breathe up. Circling the hands behind you, interlace fingers. Inhale, lift chest. This time grounding the back foot for humble warrior as you bring your chest to the inside of the right thigh. Take arms up and relax through the neck. Release the hands here as you square the hips, fold into pyramid over your right leg. So working a little into hamstrings for our standing leg in our dances. Bend the right knee, sweep your hands forwards and move into standing splits. Again, just feel that activation of glutes and hamstrings, taking that leg up and back into extension. Come to standing as you bring your left knee into your chest. Hug the thigh in for a moment. As you focus your eyes, find your drishti, your focal point. And then taking your left leg back behind you for your dancer's pose. So holding the inside of the left foot. Start to kick your toes up towards the ceiling. You reach right arm up. So let's not think about going forwards today. Let's think of moving up and back. So kicking toes up higher. Maybe you even want to move into that mermaid version where you wiggle your foot into your left elbow and bind like mermaid like we do on the floor. Keep lifting the back thigh is your focus. From here, we slowly release and move back to standing split. So pendulum down, release head down. Nice, taking a big step back. Grounding hands, right leg up, three-legged dog. And back to downward facing dog. Just take a moment to breathe and ground here. We'll take a vinyasa in between, so gazing to the top of the mat, walk, step, or jump to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rising up to standing. Little back bend on top of that feels good. Don't overdo it. And then rest and arms down. Take a moment to breathe. And ground. Moving through our chair pose as we bend the knees, sweep into Utkatasana chair. Sitting our way back into the heels as we interlace fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift chest, little back bend in our chair. Keeping the fingers interlaced, slow forward, forward fold. Relaxing and releasing head down. Release the hands as we inhale, halfway lift. Really press chest forwards. Grounding through the hands to walk, step, or jump back through plank and move into your version of kneeling chaturanga or full chaturanga. Sweeping through cobra or upward facing dog. Gently moving back into downward facing dog. Off we go for the left. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Bending the left knee and opening up through the hip. Option to stay here or step your left foot to the outside of your mat. Press the hips up, reaching up through the top arm. Almost feel like you could move into full wheel from here. Slowly we bring it back. Left leg rises, three-legged dog. Stepping forwards for high lunge. Inhale, arms reach up as you feel that length through the sides of the body. Left arm releases down as you lateral stretch over to the left, keeping your shoulders pointing forwards. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, little back bend. Inhale, arms up. Circling your hands behind you to interlace fingers. Lift through the chest and then coming into our humble warrior, grounding the back foot and taking a little forward fold, bringing chest to the inside of the left thigh. Relaxing the neck. Bringing the hands down to either side of the left foot. Square the hips as you fold into your pyramid pose. Go on, lengthening the spine forwards here. Trying to keep the length in the spine for our back bends today. Bending the front knees, we slide the hands forwards, move into standing splits. Feel the work through glutes and hamstrings to take that leg up at the back. Coming to standing as we bring our right knee to chest, hugging the right leg in. Just take a moment to find your drishti, find your balance. And then moving into our dancer's pose as we take the right leg back, take hold of the inside of the right foot with the right hand. Left arm is up, and now let's make it all about lifting up. So kick toes up towards the ceiling. We're not going forwards, we're lifting up. Good. If you want to bring your right toes into your left elbow and move through that mermaid dancer shape, feel free to. Otherwise, just holding the kicking up of the back foot. When you're ready, we release back into our standing split, slowly folding back down. Taking a big step back, grounding through the hands, left leg is up, our three-legged dog, and moving back to downward facing dog. So we'll have our strap handy. And what I would like you to try is if you can walk backwards from your downward dog and having your strap handy to pop it over your left foot. So we'll do pigeon on the right next, and we'll have our strap already handy there. What's quite cool to try, maybe you want to see today, is a strap sandal, because we didn't have time the last time. So what I've done with my strap is I've brought it around my ankle, okay? And then I'm going to thread the strap through my big toe and second toe, and that's going to be quite cool later on. And it stops your strap from slipping off your foot, which is quite cool. So it's around the ankle, and you've brought the buckle to the front of your foot, and then the strap goes between your toes, like you would for when you have sandals on. So maybe you can try that. And because I'm such a control freak, I'm just going to chuck my strap forward, coming back through our forward fold and walking back into downward facing dog, just so we don't have to faff with the strap when we're in pigeon. It's just control issues. When you're ready, right leg sweeps up, three-legged dog. Moving to pigeon on the right. So let's really take that knee quite wide. So our knee's on the outside of the right wrist, so we can find a nice stable base. Good. And then slowly bending the back knee. Let's just take a few moments to settle here. Feel that contraction of glutes and hamstrings. Bring right hand to center and take hold of your left foot with your left hand. And let's just ease into a little quad stretch here. Maybe you want to draw heel in and out and really should be feeling nice and warm. Maybe just because I got the sun beating in here, it's feeling very warm. I hope you guys in Cape Town are warm by now. So, all right, so now we've got our little strap sandal. I just had to bring my strap back through my toe. Go very slowly here. So I'm going to hold towards my foot with my left hand on the strap. And we're going to just work that rotation of bringing your elbow up. So you've looked back to reach towards the left foot. We've got use of the strap. And then you're going to just circle your left shoulder up and around. And in that moment, maybe your hand had to slide down the strap a little bit, because this all depends on where our shoulders go, the length of our arms, the length of that back shin. Okay, so now that we're here, really try and lift up through your body. So try not to sink too deep. We need a little bit of grounding through the hips, but think of lifting up as much as you can. So we're pushing down through that front shin. And then from here, taking the right arm up, and just feel the reach up through the sides of the body. Find a stable base by really taking your right knee wide, and you want to have slid quite far back with your left thigh. So like I'm really on my back left thigh to help with that base. If you're comfortable here, you can begin walking down your strap to find the foot. But this is a big pose and you might just be finding that stable base. The wider you take your knee, the better is my advice. And take your left thigh well back. Good. Lift up and back. Yes. Lovely. And then be mindful not to throw the head back, but keep that lifting in the chest. Good. So Janine, you need to just be deeper in the hips. Let's try and slide lower. Guys, if you're dying, please release at any point to down dog. You can leave your strap there. We'll have a whole moment to change. That's better, Janine. Yes. You want to be quite grounded through the pelvis. That's always the stickiest part on this pose, is finding that stable base. The rest of you can move to down dog if you're feeling ready. Good. And just lengthen out the spine in your down dog. Take a few breaths there. Okay. So from your downward dog, now you can walk your hands back towards your feet. And when you're standing at the back of the mat in a forward fold, now you can change your strap. So you can change it over to your right ankle. It might be difficult to do the sandal back here, but you can have it ready. And then chucking the strap forward so it's available for you once we're there. And then when you're ready, walking back into your down dog. Pressing up through the hips, just giving the back a little stretch here. Okay. Left leg rises to three-legged dog and then moves into your pigeon pose. So here, don't worry about bringing your foot really high like we do when we do this as a hip opener. Think of keeping your left foot maybe a bit closer towards you. Take your left knee really wide. My left knee is almost sticking off my mat. And then really shuffle backwards. Shuffle back with your right leg. So you're resting more on the thigh than your kneecap when we're in the pose. And then check, even before you go anywhere, can you be here without your hands? Okay, but from here, we'll ground through the left hand, bend the right knee. Just take a few last little quad stretches here if you want to draw that heel in and out. And again, keep shuffling back through that back leg. Try and sit your weight evenly through both sides of the pelvis. And left knee is wide out to the side. Good. And then from here with our right hand, we'll hold our strap. Maybe you can thread it through your big toe and second toe. And then we're going to, with our strap, and soon you might be comfortable just doing this with your big toe. Please feel free to do that. It's the same action. You'll hold your big toe, and then you would circle that elbow up and back. We're going to use the strap as well. So holding and then circling that elbow up and back, which we'll be doing just now when we're in our dancer's pose. So just get familiar with that shoulder action. It's quite tough. All right, so when you feel ready, lift up through your spine. So lengthen your spine up, and maybe you want to slowly creep down your strap, or maybe you're focusing on your stable base. Just explore the sensations of this pose here on the ground before we put it into a balance. That's it. Lift up through your ribs. Think of creating space to lengthen in your spine. Nice, Emma. That's amazing. Nice. Nice, Taryn. Lovely. You guys look amazing. Beautiful. And if your elbows need to be a bit wider to allow your arms to go back more, allow for that. Whenever you're ready, head back to down dog. Janine, that looked more comfortable on that side. Okay, so we're going to take that a little bit further now. So your strap is still over your right foot. So from here, we're going to walk our hands back again in downward dog. And let's pop our strap onto the left foot again. All right, so maybe you can make use of the wall if you have one. We will come up through like a little wide-legged Utkatasana there, and then I'm going to pivot to face my wall over here. If we were all in a studio, I would have you this distance from the wall. So if you need to, once I've done a little curtsy pivot, I'm going to stand on my right foot, and I've got the wall handy just to help me here with the balance. Okay. Standing on the right foot, left foot is in the strap. I'm facing the wall just so I can lean on it. Okay. So with my left hand reaching back for my foot. Now remember, before we whack into it, you really want to lift this thigh upwards, like we've been feeling the whole class. So using glutes and hamstrings, try and lift your thigh up, okay? To get that foot higher, because we need to be able to hold it back there. So lift the thigh, and then with your strap, just as you did in your pigeon now, maybe you got your strap sandals, so that'll make it a lot easier here. Circle that elbow up and around gently. Now activate your back leg to lift that thigh. Now you've got the one hand on the wall, so you can just focus on the actions. Focus your drishti, and maybe you want to take your right hand off the wall and take it back to find the strap as well. Keep lifting up through the back thigh, lifting through the chest. Good. When you're ready, release your shoulder. You can cross, if you're with me in the little flow here, you can cross your left ankle over the right, and then you spin back into your forward fold. Just if we could make it flow. All right, let's change our straps to the other side. Or if you're at the wall now, just somewhat change legs. Okay. All right, then I'm going to come through a little bent knee Utkatasana. I'm going to pivot over to the left. And then I'm going to stand on the left foot and get ready to do dances with my right leg back. Okay. So we've got the wall handy. I'm going to reach back, placing our strap sandal on. Good. Before we go, we want to lift that thigh up. To lift your thigh up nice and high. Remember, the knee might open a little bit to help you get more leg extension. That's fine. And then from here, be very gentle as you circle that elbow up towards the ceiling, because your leg's quite heavy. So make your leg hold itself up and don't rely just on your poor shoulder there. Lift up through the thigh. Use the wall for balance. Maybe you're creeping down the strap, or if you're going for it, you can also just try binding your big toe. I can see Roxy's shoulders are very happy here. And apply all the same principles without the strap. If you feel like you've got your balance, maybe you want to take both hands back and then go on lifting the back thigh up as your mantra. Yay, explore it. It's quite tough. You guys are doing great. Lift through the toes. Lift through the toes. Kick your thigh up. Yes, the higher you get that thigh, the closer it is to your hands. Try not to lean forwards. Think of reaching up and back. So unlike our other dancers pose, this one we're going backwards. Well done. We're going to do it one more time. So from here, I'm going to cross my right ankle over thigh and spin back to a forward fold. Here we can change strap again, so we'll put it back on the left foot. And next we'll try it in the middle of the room because it is a balance. Let's give it a bash. So from our downward facing dog, we'll walk hands forward and we'll all just meet back in down dog here. Take a little breather. Right leg up for three-legged dog. Step forwards between the hands. Good. Focus drishti. Maybe you want to move through a little warrior three. Don't tie it too much. Bring left knee to chest. Take a moment to ground. Focus drishti and make sure your strap is in place. If you need to, you can even use figure four here to adjust your strap, which is also quite a nice place to do any strap work before moving into the pose. Okay? So then from here, I'm going to take left leg back. Focus, eyes, find balance. Start to kick left leg up nice and high. Right hand can just be heart center. Slowly circling that elbow up and back. Lift through the thigh. Focus drishti, gentle on your shoulders. And maybe right hand goes back as well. Eyes are focused, go on lifting through the back thigh. Kicking the leg up. Use as much space as you need with your strap. Beautiful. Lovely. Then slowly, when you're ready, bring that left knee back into your chest. Forward, release the foot, send it back through warrior three. Back to low lunge. Sweeping right leg up, three-legged dog. And take a moment to ground. Okay, we can change our strap over here so you can walk your hands back to the feet. Swap your strap, which is quite nice just to give your back a little break in between all this. Or we can also do it in figure four. We'll run with this theme today. Okay. Once your strap is on your right foot, you can walk back into downward dog. Left leg sweeps up, three-legged dog. Stepping forwards for high lunge. Nice. And then aeroplane arms as we move through a little warrior three. Just briefly, don't tire ankles. Bring right knee to chest. Take a moment here just to ground, focus drishti. If you want, you can cross right ankle over left thigh. Do a little figure four. If you need to do any strap adjustments, it's quite nice to do it there. Okay. And then when you're ready, let's move into dances before our ankles get too tired. So then taking the left leg up and back. Reach back for the big toe or your strap. Okay. Now you really want to lift that thigh up nice and high. Thigh up nice and high. And then when you feel ready, you circle that elbow up towards the ceiling. But don't forget about your back leg. So if it did, lift your back leg. Yes. Lift your chest as you reach up and back. Beautiful. Maybe both hands are reaching back now. Well done, everyone. And then bringing that right knee into your chest. Sending it back through warrior three. Stepping back into your lunge. Left leg up for three-legged dog. Well done. Downward facing dog. And let's remove our strap now. So walk your hands back, strap off. Well done. It's a really big pose, this. Good. When your strap is off, you can move back into downward facing dog. Just feel that length through your spine. Gazing to the top of the mat. Walk, step, or jump to hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, just float all out. Inhale, rising up. Let's just stay in a neutral high mountain. And then arms down to your sides. Bending the knees, we sweep into Utkatasana chair pose. Bring hands through heart center as you squat all the way down into Malasana, opening knees apart, bringing your chest down, and maybe just feeling knees lightly coming towards the upper arms, creating a little rounding in the spine. Sitting back onto the hips, come to sit in Baddha Konasana and just lengthen through your spine and allow the hips to relax open. If it's comfortable for you, take a little twist towards the right. If this feels uncomfortable in the legs, just cross the legs in normal position. We'll just be here briefly. And then little twist towards the left. Oh, just releasing out the back. Coming back to center. Extend right leg off to the side at about a 45-degree angle. As you move into your revolved head of the knee pose, Parivrita Janu Sirshasana. And then take a little forward fold over your right leg and just really allow the back to relax here. Walk your hands to center. So you're taking like a forward fold with one leg out. Walk hands all the way to the left side and fold nose to knee. And then gently walking your hands back up towards you. Good. We'll switch legs so you can have your hands behind you and switch so left leg's out to the side and taking that nice lateral stretch over to the left. And then we forward fold over the left leg and just really allow the back muscles to relax. Find a nice juicy stretch here. Walking hands to center, single leg Upavishta. And then all the way over to the right so you can fold your nose over your right knee and just feel a nice release through those back muscles. Walking your hands back up towards you. We'll bring the legs forwards and then slowly rolling down onto our backs. You can bring your feet the width of the mat and arms to cactus or whatever feels restful and take a few windscreen wipers from side to side. And let's just slowly start to relax and unwind for our Shavasana. In a moment, you might want to hug your knees into your chest or do a little happy baby pose. Well done, everyone. So today is quite a big back bend, so please make sure you give your back a nice little rest here in your Shavasana, which feels very nice is to have a little pillow or cushion underneath your knees and thighs. Please do whatever your body is craving in this moment to release. I won't see you this afternoon as we've discussed, but I will see you again on Friday for another class. And thanks for sending me your sequences. I'll send you some feedback this afternoon. And we'll chat more about it on Friday. Well done, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Have a nice Shavasana. Bye.